Hello, everybody. I hope all is well. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. I've been having technical problems this evening. I wanted to talk about very quickly, won't keep you too long. I'm missing some more FaceTime lives tonight. This is a busy night, Thursday night. I don't know about Thursday night, but we are talking about, are you raising your children to be homeless? Are you raising your children to be homeless? Think about that question. Pretty much, that is asking, are you spoiling your babies to the extent where they don't know whether they're coming or going as they become adults? I've been spending a lot of time with my youngest son. I'm 55, granted, and I have a 12-year-old. Don't ask me what happened. That's another night. We'll talk about that on another FaceTime Live. But I've been doing a lot of observing of how we manage our children. And I'm proud to say I have a 35-year-old. I have a 29-year-old, and I have a 23-year-old, and they're all productive citizens. So I figured I was qualified to tell you tonight what I think. Hey, Queenie. Hey, Michael, Donna, Carl. I feel qualified tonight to tell you what I think about how we raise our children. Hi, Michael. Here's the question again, in case you all missed it. Are you raising your children to be homeless? Okay, think about it. They typically leave the house 18, 19, 20 years old, and that includes college time. So let's throw on 21, 22 years. All right, let's go all the way back to infancy, raising them up. I think even from the point of them crying and you going to pick them up. And as toddlers, they are at the age as toddlers to start thinking about situations. No, the stove is hot. Don't touch the stove. It's hot. They may have to learn the hard way by touching the stove, even though mommy told them it was hot. So let's go up a little bit older. Let's say 10, 11, 12. We all buy our children those expensive electronics, right? All the time. Whatever they want, we buy. We want to keep up with all the other kids so our children won't lack. I truly understand that. But I want to talk about my son, my oldest, who's 35. When he was 11, he was obsessed with designer tennis shoes, Nikes. Back then, they were $150. And again, remind you, he's 35 years old. They were over $100. And most of my time was a single parent. So I told him if he wanted those shoes that bad, he would earn those shoes. So guess what he did? He went and got a job sweeping floors at the barber shop. Hair everywhere, he swept it up. He did this until he was able to get a job where he was on the books. But he did this before he was on the books. And guess who was in those long lines to get those shoes, mind you? I was never in those lines to get those shoes. My son was in those lines to get those shoes, and he paid for those shoes. Y'all hear me? You feeling me? He paid for those $150 sneakers back in the day. Now, we have a tendency to be responsible for everything our children do. And if we don't do these following things that I'm going to list out for you, hey, I love you. I got to talk to you, cousin. I got to talk to you, young lady. Think about this. You have your chores. They should have responsibilities. You should keep them active. And I mean in sports, the library club, the yearbook club. Make them accountable. We're going to spend a lot of time on accountability. Respectful. Money savvy. Make them do their own homework. Okay, mothers and fathers, we are supposed to edit it to make sure they have it correct. But ask them to read it back to themselves 2 or 3 times. Does that make any sense? No, it does not. And I went through this last night with my 12-year-old, and it hit me. I'm going to have to raise the bar. You know how our the older children are gone. They're out of here. So guess what mama want to do now? She wants to chill. She wants to relax. She wants to pray that he gets it right because I don't feel like disciplining him. But guess what I learned last night? I don't have a choice in the matter. He had periods all over the place. He had no spaces. He did not have capital letters to start off a new sentence. He didn't care. He figured he would just turn it in. So it dawned on me, what's wrong with this picture? I was on sabbatical. I'm too old. I am too old to be having a 12-year-old. In my opinion, everybody. Okay, my opinion. So it occurred to me, I got to raise my bar the same way I raised it with my other 3 children, or he'll be the one at my house, in my home, till he's 35, 40 years old. Ain't gonna happen. So, of course, I went over the homework with him last night. I edited it for him, but as tired as we both were, I wanted so badly to get on the computer and type it for him, fix all the errors for him, do all the erasing for him. But I said, no. I don't want to make my child homeless. So let me go through that list with you. Money savvy. We got to teach our children about the dollar, because if we give them $5 for the week, and they come back before the week is over for another $5 and tell you nonchalantly, I've spent it, we have done our children disservice. We have not done them a good service by giving them another $5. We're not teaching them the value of money. So a lot of times I'm also observing parents going to the schools to cuss the teachers out. They've been called that their teacher's not doing, they've been called by the teachers that the kid is not doing what he or she is supposed to be doing. And they're like, oh, hell no, we gotta get this straight. You're not gonna call my house and tell me my kid not doing so and so. That's not going to happen. I will get you fired, because do you know who I work for? Do you know my position in life? And you calling me about my son or my daughter? That is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. We have a responsibility to help the teacher, not hurt the teacher. Do you know when you go to the schools and cuss out the teachers, do you know those teachers talk amongst themselves, share the word about how you treated them? Do you know sometimes that is taken out on the kid? And that kid may have had a break where the D could have been a C, but it ends up being the D because of what happened when the mama came up there and cursed the teachers out. Don't do that. Be on the teacher's side unless you know for sure it's racism. They're trying to hurt your child for sure. They don't want to see your child grow. They got issues. They got mental issues. I got that. But I mean, to not think your child could do any harm or think your child cannot be disrespectful and you're challenging the teacher, going against what your kid said to go with what the teacher, vice versa, go with what the kid said and not listen to the teacher. Don't do that. Teachers, we got to respect our teachers. They ain't getting paid no money. I watched a parent go to the school where I was just leaving to take my kid to a dental appointment. She wants to cuss the teacher out because she put her kid out of the class for being disrespectful. She said she should have called her and said she was going to put him out. I said, she may not have had time to call you and say, hey, I'm getting ready to put your kid out of my classroom for being disrespectful. What about the fact that he was disrespectful? Why would we want our boys to be disrespectful to a teacher, a female teacher at that, who is in that classroom slaving, ain't making no money, and she's in there stressing over your child, making sure your child gets what they need so that they can go to the next grade. And you gonna go in there and cuss them out? Okay, I'm getting off the subject, but these are reasons why we don't raise our children to be who they should be. And we have to really watch that. So, no guarantee, but better chance they will be productive if you make sure they do chores on a weekly basis. Check behind them to make sure they did a good job. Don't be inconsistent. Be consistent. Hey, cousin. Hey, how you doing? Be consistent. Make them be responsible. If they break their iPad, why are you going to buy them another one? If they crack it when you gave them a case and hey, Kelly, and you told them to keep the case on it and they broke it and it's cracked and they bring it to you, hey, what am I going to do with this? It's broke. You going to go buy them another one? And them things are like $400, $500 and up? Really? And you want to know why?